The NFT bull market seems like it may be coming back. So in this video, we are going to be covering what's going on in the markets, some up and coming tokens, as well as some gaming projects as well. Now, before we get started, if you're ready for this massive bull run that is coming, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow me at Patrick Deng on Twitter, where I'm going to be dropping the latest information coming soon. So let's go ahead and dive into these markets. Now, the first thing we have to cover is what's going on overall in the market. We've seen Bitcoin and Ethereum pump like crazy over the past month. We look at in the past month over here, Bitcoin was at the lowest point 35,000, and now it's at 43,000. That's like almost a $10,000 difference. And when we are looking at Ethereum, at its lowest point over the last month, it's like 1.9. Now it's like 2.3. So it's definitely going up quite a lot. So how it typically works is, everybody knows from the past cycle, it's like Bitcoin goes up and then it kind of stagnates a bit, and then people roll their profits into the larger coins like Ethereum. Ethereum pumps up, it kind of stagnates, and people will roll their money into the smaller cap coins like layer ones, for example, layer twos, and then goes down and down and down to the smaller tokens that have a smaller market cap, right? So essentially what people are doing at the moment is they're looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum. When these major coins start pumping, people will invest in the smaller coins, the one level under, right? So if you see Bitcoin pumping, some people will buy Ethereum right there, or they'll buy some layer ones like Solana, for example, which had a massive pump, because they know that people will roll their profits from Bitcoin and Ethereum into other layer ones, right? It's essentially what we see happening, right? We already see Bitcoin and Ethereum pump up, and then now it's like green all across the board, right? Avalanche has been going crazy. Immutable X has been going crazy. Literally everything's been going crazy, right? Because if you close your eyes, you just threw a dart at one of these tokens, it probably is going up, right? And so that's how you want to play the macro markets. Now, we're not really trading here in terms of, it's difficult to be an expert trader, and most people lose money trading. What we're actually doing is really just riding the bull run up, right? It's making a prediction or a probability that, hey, 2024, things might go up. If things go down, maybe they go down by 50%, not too bad. But if they go up, maybe they go up 2x, 5x, 10x, 20x, depending on what you bought. And so the risk to reward ratio on kind of buying these tokens pretty good right now. I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, but this is what people are thinking overall. So in my personal opinion, what I'm personally doing is I am, allocating capital and where I see fit, with the assumption that in 2024, there possibly may be a bull run. Now, if there is no bull run and we just go deep into recession, I'm okay for me, holding my bags, because I just got to wait until the next cycle comes, whenever it comes, right? But if it does come, my bags are kind of packed, and when things go up, I will sell on the way up and lock in those profits, right? So my goal is really just to like ride the wave, rotate profits into things that I feel are obvious, and then play the game as long as musical chairs can be played. Eventually, when things go down, then things go down, right? So that's pretty much my strategy. The first project I want to talk about is Immutable X. So Immutable X obviously has been around for a long time, and at the peak it was at $9, right? Right now it's $1.9, so it's definitely have a run up. It already went 4x from October, November, right? So if you're buying now, you definitely do take a risk. However, could things go up closer to where its all-time peak was? Possibly, if we enter a massive bull run that's bigger than last time, right? And the reason why I'm looking at Immutable X right now is because, from my understanding, they are one of the largest investors in Gamefi. Apparently, that numbers that they say, I think it was something like 70% of all gaming investments, like in the whole crypto space, right? So that's a lot. So you got hundreds of games are building on Immutable X. The people that I personally know, different founders, they want to build on Immutable X. They're applying for grants. Some of them have already gotten, these large 6-figure and 7-figure grants to build on Immutable X. So there's going to be a lot of games and attention on this token, right? If you're someone that doesn't really want to do a lot of research and finding every single gaming token, hoping for like a 20x, Immutable X, like some people just stop here, right? They just buy like, this is like basically a layer 2. They hold it. It's an ecosystem, so there's no one point of failure. And so it just takes a couple of these games to get traction for the entire ecosystem to grow. And again, it's all narrative, right? So the way I think of it is, the average person who doesn't know much about crypto, they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to log into Coinbase. I want to buy some stuff. What do I buy? I'm going to buy Ethereum, but Ethereum is like too expensive and it's not going up fast enough. What's the next best thing? They're going to probably look at layer ones like Solana, Immutable X, Avalanche. So Immutable X has the most games that are building on there. They have a lot of money and they have been giving so many grants. So it possibly will be one of the strongest narratives in the whole gaming space, right? For crypto, right? And especially because it's on top of Ethereum. It's a layer 2. So meaning that Ethereum continues to become popular, Immutable X scales that and it allows people to transact in a very fast and low efficient way. It is, one of my personal favorites when it comes to something to hold that's like relatively kind of safe, right? The next project I'm talking about is going to be Beam. So Beam has launched at the end of October, early November. It's been on a crazy run up, right? So if you're buying now, you're almost buying at an all-time high. So just keep that in mind. The reason why I kind of bring this on your radar, and it may be too late to buy, but if you want to take the risk, you know, for the next bull run, or you want to wait when it dips, you know, that is also a possibility. But for Beam, it's kind of interesting. I started doing some research on it, and what I found is that it's basically like a collaboration between a few different companies. We have Avalanche, Polygon, and Immutable X all working together to make the Merit Circle DAO, which is the largest gaming focused DAO, their token Beam, a success, right? The technicals of what Beam actually does is kind of confusing to understand, because I did read all the websites, but the narrative, which is what most people will do and they're not going to read anything, is that it's going to be a platform where you're going to be able to connect all the different chains together. For example, there's Spear, which is in beta, which is a NFT marketplace. Think OpenSea for gaming, right? And the whole narrative here is that if you're going to have games on Polygon, Immutable X, which work very closely together, and Avalanche as well, which has been coming in hot in the gaming space, if you have a place where you can buy and sell different assets on all different chains, that's what Beam allows you to do, right? And so you can imagine a world where all the chains work together and you could seamlessly buy all the assets. That's basically Beam's narrative, and it's a powerful narrative too, right? Because if most people are buying Avalanche, Immutable X, and Polygon, then they're going to look one level smaller, and Beam is the thing that connects everything together. So it feels very confident to buy this token, right? And again, it's all narrative. Who knows if people will use it? Who knows if it will work? But narrative is the name of the game. So that's something I'm watching. It is a little late on that train, but it's definitely something I'm personally looking at. But how about some tokens that are coming up, right? So one of the hotter tokens that are definitely coming up is going to be Pixelmon. So the floor price over the last 90 days, it was at a 0.4, and now it's all the way to 1.4, right? Or 1.7. Why is it going up so high? Because there's a rumor that they're going to drop a token, right? That's essentially it. The meta right now is you have an NFT project that's going to drop a token similar to Memeland dropping the meme token. We have Pixelmon going to be dropping their token, right? What's the confirmation? Well, Julio, who is the CEO of Pixelmon, he said, if I say the syllable mon and use the symbol and number sign and nothing else, what do you think of? So it's like hinting at a token, right? And so that's why the price is going up, because people believe that they are going to get some kind of airdrop, right? Buy the NFT, you get free internet money. So that's the name of the game. Is it worth it to buy a Pixelmon at this price at 1.7? It's hard to say, because there's no information on how much tokens you're going to get and things of that nature, but this is something that people have been scooping up. Similar to Mochaverse, which is following a very similar strat, where Mochaverse right now, the floor is almost at a 3 ETH floor. And the reason is because Mochaverse is going to be dropping a token. That is something that is confirmed. Now, why are people so bullish on Mochaverse? It's because it's Animoca Brands, which is basically one of the largest, I guess, brands or VCs or companies that own a piece of like everything in the Web3 space, and they're doing their own token for their company, right? So far they've raised a total of 31.88 million for the entire company, which is quite a lot. And so they got a lot of money. They're backed by one of the biggest crypto companies in the world, and they're going to be dropping in tokens. And so obviously people are going to be very bullish on the NFT, right? So, you know, learning from this lesson, if you were to, let's say, find another token drop, basically what you want to do is you want to find these NFTs that have potentially a strong narrative. Who are they backing? How much funding do they have? You know, could they potentially pump the floor if they wanted to, right? Those are the things that you should be looking at. And then when they announce a token, or when you feel that there's rumors of a token, you buy the NFT, price goes up, you can either sell the NFT, but what a lot of people are doing is holding the NFT, getting the tokens, and just selling it as soon as they can whenever they get that airdrop, right? So that's a strategy for a lot of whales who buy a lot of NFTs, especially during the bear. They're just kind of holding it, and then when they get their token airdrops of like hundreds of thousands of dollars of free internet money, they just sell that and get their money back, and then they keep riding it and selling it. Now, next project I want to talk about is Pudgy Penguins, because they also have a very similar narrative where this Pudgy world recently came out. So it's like this kind of open metaverse kind of game looking thing. There's also a video here where they had an animation trailer for that. And so they're building it on ZK Sync. But long story short, if you want to know the narrative, essentially it's this. Pudgy Penguins is sitting at a 11.7 ETH floor on OpenSea, right? So it's definitely a lot of money for one of these. Why is it so high? How could it be that the narrative is so strong? The rumor is that Pudgy Penguins is going to be dropping a token, and if you hold a Pudgy Penguin, you are going to get some kind of allocation. Everyone's doing the same thing. Or you could also say Bored Ape Yacht Club play, where you have the NFT, you get airdrop the token, and because they're kind of going that gaming route, it's basically like Other Side if you think about it, right? It's like you have this NFT, everyone's supporting it, everyone's pushing the price up, and then they're going to be dropping some kind of gaming project. They have gameplay, but it's very simple. It's just like an open sandbox world, and these are the things that are really big in the narrative, right? It's like, how big can you promise something? And you say, hey, what if this is the cute blockchain world where a bunch of different brands can come in and build their game on it. That's probably the narrative they're going to go for, and that's a narrative the Web3 market loves, right? Whether or not they succeed is different, but they can definitely launch a token that will have value because people want to buy it in speculation. Pudgy Penguins is definitely on people's radar, and obviously it's like one of the most expensive NFT projects right now, so you know that's what it is, right? It's all about the token. Now real quick, I want to give a shout out to a new project that I recently discovered by this person called Seesaw, somebody who is part of the Spirit DAO and part of the Azuki community. Essentially what this is kind of like an art project. It's called Cryptomoments. Basically what's going on is that they are kind of documenting or documented what is happening in crypto, right? Basically the biggest moments that have happened, 25 crypto moments. So you see here, these are all the moments that they're going to have. Like first one's going to be Bitcoin white paper, right? And so basically they take these moments and they work with artists to create some kind of NFT, which they will auction or sell to their audience, right? Some of these pieces seem like they have already been made. So basically they're repurposing the pieces for the blockchain and selling these crypto moments, right? So basically you can collect them. There's burn mechanics where you burn it, you get the different frames, which may give some benefits in the future. So I want to give a shout out to Seesaw on that if you're interested in crypto art. And so with that said, that's everything we got to cover for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, follow me at Patrick Dang on Twitter, where I'm going to be dropping non-stop videos coming up real soon, especially about tokens, what's coming next, Gamefi, NFTs, IP, you name it, we got it. So anyways, I'm going to see you in the next one.